I can't hear Pat. I can't hear. Is that Patty? I can't hear her. So, for some reason, it sounds like she's in another room to me.
Ken, I'm calling the January 19th Sanitary District Board meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, Jason?
Mr. Gambala,
Yes.
Kim Kroll,
Here.
Richard Setlick,
Here.
Patty Sims-Smirchek,
Here.
Robert Kometz,
Here.
Wayne Pondinas, Present. Beth Hernandez. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Let's move on to number 4, election of officers.
I move to have Rob Kometz be nominated as president.
I'll second that.
Any other nominations? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed say nay.
Aye.
Motion passes.
I'm sorry, it has to be a roll call vote.
Oh, Ken's remotely,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, it's got to be roll call. Yeah.
Mr. Gambala,
Yes.
Kim Kroll,
Yes.
Richard Setlick,
Yes.
Patty Sims-Smirchek,
Yes.
Robert Kometz.
Yes.
And Rich Setlick made the motion, and,
No, I seconded.
oh,
I
Patty,
made one.
Patty made the motion.
Motion passes. Vice President?
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Patty Sims-Smirchek as Vice President.
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Ken Gambala,
Yes.
Kim Kroll,
Yes.
Richard Setlick,
Yes?
Patty Sims-Smirchek,
Yes.
Robert Kometz.
Yes. Motion passes. Moving on to approval of minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the October 2020 meeting, the November 17th, 2020 meeting minutes, the December 15th, and that should be marked to 2020. It's marked 2030 on the agenda.
Did we get all those?
Pardon?
Did we get all those minutes? I
You
didn't.
sent them, didn't you? Yeah,
I got it.
I got them.
You did? Oh, okay.
And the January 7th, 2020 joint study session minutes.
So moved.
Can I have a second?
I just-
Second.
I have one point of discussion. I will have to abstain on the October minutes because I was not at that meeting. So,
Okay, should we do these individually then?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're going to do them individually. So can I get a motion to approve the October 2020 meeting minutes?
So moved.
So, I'll second.
Roll call?
Ken Gambala,
Yes.
Kim Kroll,
Yes.
Richard Setlick,
Yes?
Patty Sims-Smirchek,
I will abstain.
Robert Kometz.
Yes.
4-0 with one abstention.
Okay, now can I get a motion to pass the November 17th, 2020 meeting minutes?
So moved.
I will second.
Roll call?
Ken Gambala,
Yes.
Kim Kroll,
Yes.
Richard Setlick,
Yes?
Patty Sims-Smirchek,
Yes.
Robert Kometz.
Yes.
Passes 5.
Motion to pass the December 15th, 2020 minutes.
So moved.
I will second.
Second. Okay. No, never mind.
Roll call, please.
Ken Gambala,
Yes.
Kim Kroll,
Yes.
Richard Setlick,
Yes?
Patty Sims-Smirchek,
Yes.
Robert Kometz.
Yes.
Passes 5-0.
All right, and can I get a motion for approve the January 7th, 2020 joint study session minutes?
Also move.
I will second.
Roll call.
Ken Gambala,
Yes.
Kim Kroll,
Yes.
Richard Setlick,
Yes?
Patty Sims-Smirchek,
Yes.
Robert Kometz.
Yes. All right, moving on to new business, the Baker Tilly Professional Services Agreement. So we're up for renewal of the agreement for 2021. Has everybody had a chance to review that?
I will move to have the Baker Tilly professional service agreement accepted as proposed.
I just have one quick question,
Second.
maybe for Beth, but is it, I was looking on this, is it normal, they don't, or standard, that they, a term, like, I don't see things mentioning about, you know, for the year of, or for 2021, it just says proposed for the services, but not the, that it's for this year, or for, I was just curious if that's what they normally do, or is this some limit that you can only do those for a year?
I just believe that I don't know if there's a reason behind it, but we've just always approved our services contracts for a one-year period.
Yeah, I was just looking at the, you know, a term, I mean, I know they get renewed.
Right.
And if I look at the last one, it's like, well, did it ever end? Because that's all I'm saying. Okay, thank you. Did you need a second?
No, Ken Gambala did.
Okay.
Yeah.
May I have a roll call?
Ken Gambala,
Yes.
Kim Kroll,
Yes.
Richard Setlack,
Yes?
Patty Sim-Samerchuk,
Yes,
Robert Kometz.
Yes.
Passes 5-0.
Item number B, new SCADA system proposals, continued discussion. We have several issues. I know the water board has moved the table. Does somebody want to make a motion to table or accept any of the bids?
I would like to make a motion to move forward and accept the Austin bid as presented in accordance with the RFP.
I will second that.
Roll call, please.
What was that motion? Can you repeat the motion?
Patty, you want to?
To accept the Austin bid as presented in accordance to the RFP. And not bid, proposal. Correct my words, proposal.
So that was a motion by Patty Sim-Samerchuk with a second by
I
Richard
did,
Setlack.
Rich.
Ken Gambala,
To be consistent, I have to say no.
Kim Kroll,
Yes.
Richard Setlack,
Yes?
Patty Sim-Samerchuk,
Yes,
Robert Kometz.
Yes.
Passes 4-1.
Item C, US 41 utility relocation project update.
do you have anything new on that?
Normally Craig would give us the update.
Oh,
I believe Matt from
Matt's
Haas
on
and
here.
Associates
Matt's on
will
here.
give you an update.
Somebody wake Matt up.
Okay, Matt, you're on.
Oh, poor Matt, you're still awake.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Matt.
Good evening, board members. Nice to see you guys again. Hope everyone's well. The project began construction on Wednesday, January 6th. Work began just north of the People's Bank at Structure 3A. You may not be familiar with the structures, obviously, but proximity of construction beginning was just north of the People's Bank, and we're moving south. Construction is going well right now, and we are approximately about 25% of the way done with the project right now. And I'd say there's about 400 lineal feet of the gravity sewer in the ground as of today. We are still working on negotiations on the cost for the change order 3. I had hoped to have that done by this meeting to present to you, but I still am in the negotiation process with Grimmer on some of those costs, and I'm not accepting of them. So we're working towards a solution for that, and with the hopes to have that ready to present for the next meeting for you guys. Other than that, I think that's all I have as far as an update on the construction status right now.
Okay, no new changes along the way, that's good.
Yes.
Okay.
The one good thing that we did find out today, there was a telephone line that was going to be within the trench limits that we were going to have to pay Grimmer to move out of the trench and put back. And since all the utility work was done, that's not going to have to be done now. So we will see a savings there on that cost on the contract as of right now.
Oh, great.
See? Yeah, I mentioned that early on. See, I was right. Okay. Thank you very much. I think that's $7.80, I believe. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And now you got your warm and fuzzy feeling.
That is, yeah.
Matt, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Where they're digging, and this don't have anything to do with you. My question was, and I asked Bob Valois, there's a hill and they're digging into that hill, and about 2 or 3 feet above the street level I think it's a 6-inch gas main. Is that normal, or I mean, why did that get put in there like that, or was that just because of the hill?
That was because of the hill. When we first went out there to begin breaking ground for construction, the verification of that gas main was initially becoming a conflict for Grimmer and trying to find it, because they were told that it was approximately 18 feet deep. But then when it got to the south side of the intersection there in that berm by People's Bank, it came up to approximately 8 feet. When we potholed, we found that it was actually 4 feet below grade there. I'm not sure why they came up so drastically from, just to the north. They were like 18 feet deep is what I was told. But they did. And so typically, you see that buried below grade, 4 or 5 feet below the frost line, obviously. But that one there, because of the berm, I think they shallowed up the depth because they still had the cover because of that berm there.
Okay, thank you.
Not a problem.
Thank you, Matt.
Any other questions?
I don't have any.
No, thank you for the update.
Ken, do you have
You're
any
welcome.
questions for Matt? Ken, do you have any questions for Matt?
No, no.
No, thank you, Matt.
Thank you, guys. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Too, thank you for waiting.
Not a problem. Take care now.
Okay, item D, easement agreement with NIPSCO for electrical facilities, known as easement number 45115, located at the property with the lift station on the west side of US 41, just north of West Creek. So we have this easement agreement. And Wayne, that's just granting.
That's just
granting them to
do that. I think that's the work for the force main, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I believe it is, yeah. So for the electric. Okay, so are we,
Okay, but
go ahead, Ken.
who's granting who's granting the easement? The owner of the property, correct? I mean, I don't understand
The sanitary district. That's 109. Go ahead.
No, is this overburdened? So we don't own an easement. The sanitary district can't own an easement. We have rights to an easement over someone else's property. So is it that we're granting, overburdening our easement for another utility? Explain what we're doing.
Wayne,
What's the grant?
are you familiar with this?
I'm gonna not guess, but I think at one of the last town council meeting, one of them is we granted easement for somebody, and I think that's what they're talking about.
I think they're two separate easements.
Over town property?
You granted easement 45116.
Yeah, I don't have the numbers.
If you look at the monitor, you'll see that there's a little parcel that is owned by the St. John Sanitary District.
Okay, now I get it. And then we're granting, in other words, we are the owners, and we're granting an easement over that property,
Correct.
correct? Okay,
Right.
now it makes sense. Because an easement's a right to use of another property, the servient property. So that's like, I didn't know that we were the surveys. Very good, thank you.
So we just looking for an motion to grant the easement?
So moved.
Second,
Pardon, Beth?
I would do the motion to grant the easement and allow Rob as sanitary district president to execute.
Okay, so we're looking for a motion to approve the easement 45115 and allow Rob Kometz as sanitary district board president to sign the easement.
Also move.
I will second that.
Roll call, Jason?
Ken Gambala,
yes,
Kim Kroll,
Yes.
Richard Setlick,
Yes.
Patty Simson-Merchek,
Yes.
Robert Kometz.
Yes.
Passes 5-0.
Okay, next item, E, any board discussion or actions as a follow-up to the January 19th, 2021 joint study session? Any questions or follow-up to the,
I have no questions.
no?
Look at
No.
somebody else first. Don't look at me first.
Okay, item F, consider annual write-offs. And I have that document here, okay. Beth, do we have to do these one by one?
No, you can just, entertain a motion to approve the annual write-off, but did you get my email
Right.
that the amount is decreased?
I didn't see that one, what's,
So it'll be 2,740.01.
okay, Kent,
Thank you, Ken.
You're welcome.
I'd like to thank Kim for raising the questions, saved a lot of things ahead of time. And then, a question for you, on the liens, I look at a lien as attaching to the property, but you said you get paid semi-annually on those?
County, so if we filed a lien, when county receives, I believe it's their tax distributions, they pay us on behalf of the owner on sewer liens
for the utility
for
lien.
the utilities.
Yeah, because
So we get them.
I thought the lien would attach in case of like a transfer, or it clouds the title
It does.
to the property until
The
it's
owner, if
transferred or
the
whatever.
owner or the transfer of ownership, the new owner would have to pay the lien.
Correct.
So the current owner pays it through their tax
Oh.
payment to county,
These,
and the
oh,
county cuts
okay.
us.
So these are, you're talking about people who've moved.
Not all of them, some of them still live there. The lien is attached to their property. Then county basically charges them for what they
Oh.
owe the town of St. John, which comes at the time of the tax collections in June and
Oh,
December.
okay.
So then county cuts us a check. Once we receive and deposit the check, we, well, it's not a check anymore, it's an EFT payment. But once we receive funds, then we go back down to county and we release the lien. So a lot of the people a lot of the properties that have liens are just pretty much, when we release one, we end up filing another one, just because it's the same. That's the only way we can get the payment, so.
So does that show up on their property tax bill
I
then?
believe it does.
Okay.
I have to check on that, because we get payment with our property tax
Yeah.
distribution.
I can see when there's a transfer of the property,
Yep.
that would be fine. But if there isn't, that's what I was curious about, but, okay.
It's both
Okay.
ways.
And the other thing, I don't know if you've considered, because I look at it, I don't know what, but the process on here which is kind of like, well, due to a lack of a signature, some of these things were,
Not all due to a lack of a signature.
Right, not all.
That's part of it, but.
Right.
and there were many factors into why there was a larger sewer collection. One being the council waived late penalties for 6 months due to COVID, so we couldn't penalize late payments, which usually when people start racking up late fees, then they want to make payment. We could not shut off water legally, so we couldn't force payment through shut off of water. We usually would send out 60-day and 90-day disconnect notices. We were informed under no circumstances could we distribute disconnect notices. We mail them and we put them on doors, 60 days door and mail, 90 days mail. And then we also go through the extent of sending out collection letters, and that's where there was a refusal for a signature on collection letter. So when you start piling up all those things, it makes it next to impossible to collect on people who end up moving out of town. So they move, and then you add the layer in, like Rob had mentioned, or asked about the renters. We can't
Oh, yeah.
hold owners responsible anymore for non-payment by renters.
We can't
So-
lien the property owner on that.
No.
Can you go to small claims court and put a, garnish their checks?
I mean, we've talked about going to small claims court, and a lot of times the attorneys will say, well, if you're gonna write off $80 to file in small claims court, you're gonna pay more to file than you're even writing off. And
Yeah, but some of those were like, what, $500 and $1,000?
I mean,
Well-
I would assume we can have the attorney file in small claims court and see where it would take you, but there's still,
Have we ever done that?
I
Yeah,
have
you
personally.
gotta remember that the town will be billed the attorney fees to go after that too, so. Yeah, it's not just 500 or 1,000 that may cost the town that much in attorney fees.
So I
We've
thought-
run into this in the past with ambulance fees and other things that we can't collect, or it would cost too much in litigation. That's one of the reasons why some of this is written off.
Right. So I look at it like an attorney, we all know they want to make money, and if they're advising us not to take it to small claims court, I don't know if that's, because I
Yeah.
get that same question coming into office, like, well, I don't want to write that off. It's not our responsibility, that's the ratepayers' money, and
I don't know if you have, it's probably a facetious question, but I'm known for those, so, anyway, I don't know if the town has a COVID-related expense, because some of these, based on the deferral, can't shut things off, is due to COVID. Well, due to COVID, these things carried on, lapsed, or whatever, when it goes there. I doubt if the town has something like that, but, chalk it up with that, but it's one of the costs of, related to dealing with that, comes up on the side, but, okay, thank you.
Donna, she's my utility clerk, she is, and Wayne can attest, and probably Jason as well, excellent at collecting on water bills. So she wasn't happy with the $2,700. It's not common for us to carry a write-off like this, but I mean, she makes personal phone calls and hounds them, essentially. I mean, I hate to say that. We set up payment arrangements, you name it, she does it. I mean, Wayne, when you were Wayne, the waterman, you'd go pick up a check from someone's house, I mean, we've gone.
We would talk to residents, and they have hard times, but maybe they're ashamed to say, hey, I got a problem, I lost my job. And they would come in, we'd make them have arrangements to come in and talk to the town. I don't want to know what's going on, and they would make the arrangements, they'd sign some paperwork, and things got paid that way. With COVID, it's, everything's COVID now. Would it be possible, Beth, to raise the deposit, the water deposit? And I think Patty had mentioned that to me earlier, so I'm not taking your idea, so.
Well, and the reason I mentioned it is I moved to this town 17 years ago, and my meter deposit was $50. It's still 50. I would like to have the clerk treasurer do some research, because she's got some good ideas about meter deposits, and at least it'll give us a little bit more leverage on the collection of these people that walk away.
Right.
Or especially the rental properties.
Yeah.
Yes. So I did mention that to Dave Westland, whatever our last town council meeting was, and he said he would begin researching if we can increase, the specific question I asked him was, can we only increase meter deposits on renters? And he said he doesn't think that there would be an issue with doing that, but of course he'd have to research it a little bit, so by the next meeting, we'll
And
certainly.
again, this is a deposit, it's not a fee. They get that money back. if they
Right.
pay their bill, they get that money back, so it's not like we're increasing any fees.
So usually their
Deposit.
deposit will be deducted off their final bill, and if there's any left of the deposit, then they get it back in a check
Yeah.
form. And it, right now, it
Interest.
earns interest.
Yeah, interest.
Yeah. No, that's just like renting. That's a good idea. Right, they have the deposit up, and if there is no bills at the end, and they need to be told that up front, then they get the deposit back. Otherwise, it's deducted. That's a good suggestion, Patty.
Be good protection for the town.
I have to give credit to Donna, my utility
Right.
clerk. She came up with that idea. So thank you to Donna.
All right, did we, anybody
Okay,
make a motion?
so can I get a motion to write off $2,740.01?
So move.
I will second.
Roll call, Jason?
Sorry, just a minute. Ken Gambala,
Yeah, except for the 1 cent. Yes. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Yes.
Kim Kroll,
Yes.
Richard Setlak,
Yes.
Patty Sims Smirchek,
Yes,
Robert Kometz.
Yes.
5-0.
Motion passes. Okay, moving on to number 7, reports and correspondence.
Actually, I do have one thing.
Okay.
It's rather fortuitous that we are discussing this. The Wonderware license renewal came in yesterday. So I had to write out a request to purchase for the first time for the software because it is now in excess of $4,000. For the Wonderware license, which includes 1 developer license and 2 viewing licenses, the grand total is $4,077. And it'll be paid out of the Cume Sewer account, which is 429001432.
how long is that license good for?
1 year.
Annual.
1 year, okay.
All right, so you're looking for,
A recommendation to approve it, and it will go to the town council at their next meeting for signature.
okay. All right, so can I get a motion to recommend the approval of the Wonderware annual license in the amount of $4,077?
So move.
I will second.
Roll call?
Ken Gambala,
Yes.
Kim Kroll,
Yes.
Richard Setlak,
Yes.
Patty Sims Smirchek,
Yes,
Robert Kometz.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Let's move on to payment of the bills. I'd like to get a motion to pay the APVs a total of $14,926.27 for the sanitary district.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Ken Gambala,
Yes.
Kim Kroll,
Yes.
Richard Setlak,
Yes.
Patty Sims Smirchek,
yes,
Robert Kometz.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
And I'd like to get a motion for the payment of the wastewater APVs in the amount of $705,513.69.
I have one question on there. On the back, there's a charge for Westland and Bennett for a lawsuit. What was that regarding?
So the way that this works, it'll only allow so many characters in that check memorandum.
Okay.
Okay, so when my AP clerk enters them, she'll list out what it is for, because we get one big bill from Westland and Bennett, and it's divided up by what work they did for each board, and so she probably typed in, oh, no, you've got BLD lawsuit. Okay, so BLD, so the BLD lawsuit actually is you. That is an ongoing lawsuit for a utility-related matter where the town basically tapped into
A sanitary line.
a sanitary line, and there's some dispute about if we had the right to tap into that sanitary
Closer to 2.
At least 2 years.
Steve was the one, yeah.
So who is suing who?
BLB is suing the town of St. John.
And who is BLB?
It's the gates.
The gates.
Oh, Latin?
Yeah.
Okay.
And on that discussion, Kim, or Beth, if you could find out, this has nothing to do with your department, but in the absence of a town manager, we have 2 line items for the recapture fee for BLB, and I know these are ongoing, but these 2 line items are $264,000. It's like a,
So the recapture, basically,
no, I know what it is, but how much longer do we have on this agreement with them? It's like they're a bad penny that won't go away.
Yeah.
How much longer do we have?
Wayne, when did they say that that's expiring? Soon.
2023?
2023?
Yeah, it's soon.
So we can look at $250,000 every month?
But that's all the lines for the house that when they tie in.
Right.
John, I think, and tell me if I'm wrong, he put money forward to do the sanitary line going all the way into Sherrville. So in return, they gave him the recapture fees.
Okay,
And
We aren't, but the people who tap into the
Right.
line
right,
on their building permit then have to pay a recapture fee.
right.
I can't hear any of this.
That recapture fee is charged to the builder.
So we get some of these fees on our building permit
When the
fees.
recapture fee goes, it just goes.
Yeah,
So we won't, it's not like when we're no longer paying him, we start to see the money. When we're no longer paying John Latin for the recapture fee, it's a reduction in a building permit.
right. Okay, but
Past
December 31st, 2024.
2024.
My God.
So,
Wow.
okay, we're gonna have these, I was just curious, because it's been there every month, and I was just curious when it
It does,
needs
it
to
goes
go
up by
away.
$9 every month.
We actually just talked about when it goes away.
Okay,
So that's why
yeah,
it was on
4 more
our-
years.
yeah. It's a lot of money. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so can I get the motion to pay the wastewater APVs an amount of $705,513.69?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Ken Gambala,
Yes,
Kim Kroll,
Yes.
Richard Sedlak,
Yes.
Patty Sims Smirchek,
Yes,
Robert Kometz.
Yes.
That says 5-0.
Number 9, public comment. Seeing we have no public comment, I'd like to make a motion
Could I-
or entertain a
can I
motion
have
to
an
adjourn.
unrelated question to the sanitary board to Beth while she's there? Since we didn't have anybody present for the water district, do we both have to stop in to sign the payment of the bills in your office?
Well, Wayne is ever so kind, if you would like.
I can't hear you.
Wayne is ever so kind, so if you would like a house call, Wayne can deliver the documents
I could
to
stop
you.
in the town hall. I don't know what Bill's situation is, but
That's
I
fine
could stop in
too.
and sign it. Is that okay?
Yes, that'll work out just perfectly.
Okay, maybe you could ask Bill to do it too, or otherwise we'll work something out.
Yep, will do.
Thank you.
can stop in.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
brother, for letting me interject that.
Thank you, Brother Ken. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
so moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Ken Gambala,
Yes,
Kim Kroll,
Yes.
Richard Sedlak,
Yes.
Patty Sims Smirchek. Patty,
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, not paying attention.
Robert Kometz.
Yes. Meeting is adjourned.